In this video, we're going to look at all the important lakes in South India. When I say South India, I'm going to cover the states of Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Karnataka. I'm going to pinpoint the locations on a map and give you some more interesting information about the lakes and the place so that it helps you in remembering the overall location. So without any further ado, let's begin. First, let's look at the state of Kerala. The first one is Vembanad Lake. It is located in Alleppey. It is the longest lake in India and also the largest lake in the state of Kerala. It is fed from both the Arabian Sea and the freshwater rivers. Hence, it is a brackish water lake and acts as an entrance to the backwaters of Kerala. It has both freshwater and salt water. It also falls under the category of a wetland. It's actually the second largest wetland in India after the Sundarban in West Bengal. It is also part of the Ramsar wetland sites in India. The second one is Sasthamkota Lake. It is located in the Kollam district of Kerala. It is also the largest freshwater lake in Kerala. Even this lake is part of the Ramsar wetland sites. The third one is Ashtamudi Lake. Even this lake is located in Kollam. This lake acts as an entrance to the brackish water of Kerala. It is also categorized as a wetland and it is the second largest wetland ecosystem in Kerala. Even this one is part of the Ramsar wetland sites. Now this lake is fed by 8 channels of water. The word Ashta means 8. However, the main river that feeds the lake is the Kallada River. The fourth one is Velayani Lake. It is a freshwater lake located in Thiruvananthapuram district of Kerala. Now this lake is formed by the Karamana River. So these are the 4 important lakes in the state of Kerala. Now let's look at the state of Tamil Nadu. The first one is Chembarambakkam Lake. It is located in the capital city of Chennai. It is a man-made lake which is basically fed by rainwater. The Adiyar River originates from this rainwater-fed lake. The lake is one of the major sources of drinking water to the city of Chennai. The second one is Kaliveli Lake. It is a coastal lake which is on the Coromandel coast near the Bay of Bengal. It is some 15 km north of Pondicherry. Now this lake is basically a coastal lagoon, meaning it is a shallow inland water body that is separated from the ocean. The lake is an important feeding and breeding ground for a lot of migratory birds. The third one is Kolavai Lake. It is located in the Kanchipuram district of Tamil Nadu. The fourth one is Pulikat Lake. Now it is the second largest brackish water lake in India after the Chilika Lake of Odisha. So brackish water means salt water and fresh water mixed together. In other words, it is saltier than fresh water, but not as salty as seawater. The fifth one is Kodaikanal Lake. It is a man-made or an artificial lake. It has also been asked in the exams, so do keep in mind. It is basically a freshwater artificial lake. This lake is located in the hilly town of Kodaikanal. Now this lake is surrounded by hills. That means this lake is fed by the river streams that flow from these nearby mountain regions. The sixth one is Ooty Lake. It is located in the Nilgiris district of Tamil Nadu. It is an artificial lake and it is fed by the mountain streams in the Ooty Valley. The seventh one is Puzzal Lake. It is also known as the Red Hills Lake and it is located in the city of Chennai. It is an artificial lake, or we can say a reservoir, which is fed by rainwater. And the eighth one is the Great Salt Lake. Mahabalipuram is the town in between the Bay of Bengal and the Great Salt Lake. Basically, this lake is the backwaters of Tamil Nadu. The water from Bay of Bengal flows back inside the land area and fills up this lake. That means this lake is a brackish water lake. Brackish water means a mixture of fresh water and salt water. Anyhow, so these are the important lakes in the state of Tamil Nadu. Now let's go to the state of Andhra Pradesh. The first one is Koledu Lake. It is the largest shallow freshwater lake in Asia. It is located in Vijayawada between Krishna and Godavari deltas. Now this lake has been designated as a wetland. It is also part of the Ramsar wetland sites. And it has also been declared as a wildlife sanctuary under India's Wildlife Protection Act of 1972. The second one is Kambam Lake. It is considered as one of the oldest man-made lakes in India. It was constructed during the Vijayanagara era. It is located in the Prakasam district of Andhra Pradesh. The third one is Pulikat Lake. If you remember, we also saw this lake in the state of Tamil Nadu. And the reason behind that is because this lake is actually located in the coastal area of Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. But then over 96% of it is in Andhra Pradesh and 4% of it is in Tamil Nadu. So that's how this lake is pretty much part of both the state. As I've already said, it is the second largest brackish water lake in India after the Chilika Lake of Odisha. So brackish water means salt water and fresh water mixed together. In other words, it is saltier than fresh water but not as salty as sea water. So these are the important lakes in the state of Andhra Pradesh. Now let's go to the state of Karnataka. The first one is Hirukala Lake, located near Chikmagalur. Now Chikmagalur is a district in state of Karnataka. Coffee was first cultivated in India in Chikmagalur. It's very close to the Western Ghats. In fact, the mountains in Chikmagalur are part of the Western Ghats. Hirukala Lake is a man-made lake surrounded by high mountains. The lake was built to supply water to Chikmagalur town and the nearby irrigation lands. So naturally you can imagine that the water streams from these surrounding mountains supply water to this lake. The second one is Ayanaked Lake. Even this one is located in the town of Chikmagalur. The lake is surrounded by hills and is considered to be one of the most popular destinations in Karnataka. Again, you can imagine that the water streams from these surrounding mountains supply water to this lake. The third one is Madiwala Lake. It's located in the southern region of Bengaluru city and is one of the biggest lakes in Bengaluru. It is a well-preserved man-made lake with boating facility and many other recreational activities available all around the year. Now this place also attracts a large number of migratory birds. The fourth one is Lingam Budhi Lake. It is located in the city of Mysore. It is a freshwater lake that gets fed with rainwater. The fifth one is Kukkarahalli Lake. It is located in the heart of the Mysore city. It is also a freshwater lake fed by rainwater. The sixth one is Ulsur Lake. It is also called Halasuru Lake. It is one of the biggest lakes in Bangalore and it is located on the eastern side of the city. It is a man-made lake fed by mainly rainwater. It also has boating facility and many other recreational activities all around the year. The seventh one is Hebbal Lake. It is located in the north of Bengaluru. It is one of the oldest and most popular man-made lakes in Bengaluru. It is a well-known habitat for numerous exotic local and migratory birds. So these are some of the important lakes in Karnataka. Now let's go to the state of Telangana. The first one is Hussain Sagar Lake. It's an artificial man-made lake situated in the capital city of Hyderabad. This lake is fed by rainwater and Musi River, which is a tributary of Krishna River that flows through Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. The second one is Osman Sagar Lake. It is popularly known as Gandipet Lake. It is basically a reservoir in the capital city of Hyderabad. Even this one is an artificial lake mainly fed by rainwater and Musi River. The third one is Himayat Sagar. Even this one is located in the capital city of Hyderabad. It is an artificial lake and lies parallel to the Osman Sagar Lake. The fourth one is Pakhal Lake. Even this one is a man-made lake and it is located in the Warangal district of Telangana. Now this lake is close to the Pakhal Wildlife Sanctuary. The fifth one is Palayar Lake. Even this one is an artificial lake which is located in the Khammam district of Telangana. It is also a freshwater lake and functions as a balancing reservoir for the Lal Bahadur Canal, which is the left bank canal of the Nagarjuna Sagar project. The sixth one is Pocharam Lake. Pocharam Lake is located in Nizamabad district of Telangana. It is adjacent to Pocharam Forest and Wildlife Sanctuary. The seventh one is Shamirpet Lake. It is an artificial lake near Hyderabad. It was built during the rule of Nizam and it attracts a lot of migratory birds. The eighth one is Sarur Nagar Lake. Now this lake is located in Hyderabad. It is an artificial lake which once met drinking water requirement for Hyderabad city. If you look at the map from a zoomed out view, you will notice that most of the lakes in Kerala and Tamil Nadu, which are towards the coastal region, they are basically backwaters, meaning the water from Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal flows inside the land area and fills up these lakes. But at the same time, some of these lakes also get the water from the rivers that flow into the Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal. The second bunch of lakes that you see near the Karnataka and Tamil Nadu border, this area is the Nilgiris region. It is in the interior region of the peninsula. The eastern Ghats meet up with the western Ghats at Nilgiri Hills. That means this is a hilly region. Numerous water streams flow down the hills of the western and eastern Ghats, which ultimately become the source of these lakes. And the remaining lakes of Bengaluru are artificial lakes, which either gets fed by small tributaries of some major river or rainwater. And finally, if you look at the lakes in Telangana, Telangana is a landlocked state, and most of these lakes are artificial because they are located right in the middle of the city. And the remaining lakes get fed by small tributaries of the major rivers that flow through this state. So these were some of the important lakes of South India. I hope you found this video informative. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.